Boba tea ice cream is one of the best desserts ever. The textures, the creaminess, oh my gosh, it's so good. Today, I'm going to show you how to make boba pearls that freeze perfectly and 3 amazing boba ice cream recipes with different toppings. Let's get started. Have you ever eaten rocks? Well, I have, and while they're not bad, I don't want them all the time, so I came up with the mochi boba recipe, which works perfectly in ice cream. To a bowl, add 1 cup of rice flour, 4 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 5 tablespoons of brown sugar. Really get in there with a whisk to get rid of any clumps of brown sugar. Next, add 3.5 tablespoons of molasses. Mix until it's really incorporated with the dry ingredients and you get this sandy brown color. The molasses will add a slightly smoky, bitter flavor to the boba and also make them darker. After your forearms are all tired out, get out a scale and add 6 tablespoons or 90 grams of boiling hot water directly to the bowl. I like to do it this way so that the water loses as little heat as possible. Mix, mix, mix with the rubber spatula until the ingredients come together to form a ball of dough. Let it chill in the freezer for about 15 minutes and now it should be ready to work with. Lightly dust your work surface with cornstarch and roll out a thin rod that's about a 1/2 inch thick. Since these aren't going to be sucked up in a boba straw, don't worry about making them the same size. Now there's a slow way and a fast way of making boba, which I had to learn the hard way. The slow way, which I found online, was to pinch off chunks of dough into a 1/8 teaspoon spoon and roll them into balls. All your balls will be the same size, so do this if you care about that, but warning, it takes forever. The fast way is to cut off a couple pieces and weigh them out to get a sense of the size you want. I'm aiming for about 1.5 grams here. Chop, chop, chop and sprinkle with cornstarch so the pieces don't stick. Take 3 of them in your hand, space them out, and roll. Sprinkle and roll the balls in cornstarch to prevent sticking. At this point, you can store the boba in an airtight container and freeze, or you can boil them right away. Get a pot of water up to a rolling boil, toss in your boba and stir right away. This will prevent the boba from clumping up. Boil for 5 minutes, and while waiting, let's make some brown sugar syrup. Add 1 cup of brown sugar and 1/3 cup of water to a bowl. Mix and microwave in 30-second intervals until you get a syrupy, honey-like texture. The boba should be done by now, so drain and add to the brown sugar syrup. Let that chill in the fridge while we get started on our first boba ice cream flavor, which is a classic Thai tea. We'll start by adding 1.5 cups of whole milk, 3/4 cup of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt to a pot. Give that a quick stir and warm that up on the stove until the sugar and salt are dissolved. Add a 1/2 cup of Thai tea mix to the pot and let that steep for 15 minutes. Next, we'll pour 1.5 cups of heavy cream into a bowl, set a strainer on top, and chill in the fridge. Strain the Thai tea mixture in a separate bowl and press down to get all that flavor. There'll be small specks of Thai tea in the mix, which is great since it'll make the ice cream look better. Add the mix back to the same pot and warm that up on the stove until it's barely steaming. Ladle a scoop of the mixture into 5 egg yolks, whisk quickly so the egg yolks don't cook, and pour the egg yolks back into the pot while continuing to whisk. Stir constantly over medium heat until the mixture coats the back of a spatula. Prepare an ice bath, place your bowl of heavy cream over that, and strain the custard into the heavy cream. Oh, and don't forget to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract before adding everything into your ice cream maker. Add in 1/2 of the boba which we made earlier, give it a good mix, and freeze until you just can't wait anymore. I only lasted about 30 minutes. Scoop into a bowl and serve with a few spoonfuls of warm boba. And here's the Thai tea boba ice cream. Let's go in for a bite. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind. Now let's make some matcha boba ice cream. We're gonna start this a little differently from the Thai tea ice cream by sifting 1/4 cup of matcha powder into 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Mix that until the matcha is fully incorporated and slowly add in an additional 1 3/4 cup of heavy cream. You want to do this because adding all the matcha straight into the heavy cream will create lumps, which can be kind of fixed by whisking and or blending, but that'll add more air into the ice cream base, which will make the ice cream less flavorful. Warm 1 cup of whole milk, 3/4 cup of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt in a pot over medium heat and give that a quick swirl. In a separate bowl, whisk 6 egg yolks before pouring in about 1/4 cup of the warm mixture into the eggs. Temper, then pour the egg yolk mixture back into the pot. Stir constantly until the mixture thickens and coats the spatula. Pour the mixture through a strainer into the cream to remove any bits of egg white or cooked egg. Add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, then mix everything together. Stir over an ice bath until cool, freeze in your ice cream maker, and add in your boba at the very end. To serve, let's make some Vietnamese coffee. Add 20 grams of coffee to a Vietnamese coffee maker, shake a little to flatten, and gently press in the filter plate. Add 20 grams of boiling water to bloom, wait 30 seconds, and add an additional 45 grams of boiling water before adding the lid and letting that drip. I like to chill the coffee in the fridge before serving with the ice cream, but you can also add in your ice cream while your coffee is still hot. So here we have the boba ice cream with the Vietnamese coffee in a matcha affogato. Wow. And finally, we'll be making an ube boba ice cream. Start by adding 1 cup of whole milk, half a cup of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt to a pot and warm that up on the stove. We'll repeat the same steps as before by tempering 6 egg yolks into the custard and using 2 cups of heavy cream. Add a 1/4 cup of ube halaya and give that a quick blend, or just whisk really hard. Drip in 1 teaspoon of ube extract, but be careful not to get it on your finger because this stuff is packed with food coloring. Stir over an ice bath until cool and add to your ice cream maker to finish. Oh, and don't forget to add the boba at the end. To serve this delicious ube ice cream, let's make a whipped cheese foam, which is a take on the classic cheese foam you can find in a lot of boba shops. Add 1 ounce of room temp cream cheese to your bowl and whisk until fluffy. Add 1.5 teaspoons of sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of salt before mixing into the cream cheese. Pour in a 1/4 cup of heavy cream and whip until you get stiff peaks. Add the whipped cheese foam to a piping bag with any star-shaped piping tip. Get a couple scoops of that ube ice cream and serve with the generous piping of the whipped cheese foam. The ube with the boba pearls and the cream cheese foam. And all that texture. I may have gained a few pounds from making this video, but I really hope you enjoyed. I'm still pretty new to this YouTube thing, so let me know. What do you think I can do better? Looking forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. Thanks, bye!